Oh, good. We're about to be live on. This is fun. So if you haven't joined me before on this live, I'm Stephanie Waite. I'm a therapist. I'm a certified eating disorder specialist.
We're about to be live
and I go live on Mondays for a little bit. We hang out, have lunch together, and kind of just like chat and answer questions about things.
live on Mondays for a little bit. We hang out.
So I'm glad you're here. So what happens is I go live on all these different platforms. I'm able to go live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. So there's a lot of us all here together from these different platforms. So it's really kind of fun. So hi, happy Monday. Happy July. I just got back from vacation.
Together.
I was on the Oregon coast. Has anyone been to the Oregon coast?
I just got back from vacation.
I was on the Oregon coast. Has anyone been to the Oregon coast? No? Maybe. We did Portland for a few days. And then we did, we stayed at Rockaway Beach. So we did like Cannon Beach and Manzanita.
And then we did
the Oregon coast. That's what I'm talking about.
Rockaway Beach.
Has anyone been?
So we did like Cannon Beach and
Grab your lunch, grab your snack, grab your breakfast, grab your dinner. It's not just necessarily lunchtime. It's also fun because there are people who join us from all over. I'm in Texas where it's currently so hot you want to die.
It's not just necessarily lunchtime. It's also fun because there are people who join us from all over.
I'm in Texas where it's currently so hot you want to die. I can see my face on one of the screens here. Because in order to have it go live on all these platforms, hey Stacey Lee,
I can see my face.
we have like all these computer like monitors up,
Here.
and
In order to
I have my nose is so red, and my forehead. I can see that I got sun, which is good. Vitamin D.
monitors.
I needed it.
And I have my nose is so red, and my forehead. I can see that I got sun, which is good. Vitamin D. I needed it.
What do y'all have going on in your worlds today? Pretty easy here in mine. Monday now is a work from home day. So I'm back in the office seeing clients.
Pretty easy here in mine.
But I also see people virtually all over the world. And also in Texas. I have a lot of like people who'll start with me like high school or whatever, and then they go off to college, or I see them in college here and then they go off for grad school and jobs. So I have people kind of all over the state of Texas that I see virtually. So anyway, I have a work from home day, which is Monday today, but I'm back in the office seeing people. So today for me is a pretty I also kept it light because I knew I was coming back from vacation. And there's a little bit of jet lag, believe it or not, because of like the 2-hour time difference makes a big deal. So I knew I would need some adjusting, and it's just hard to come back to work, I think, after a really good vacation.
Like the 2-hour time difference makes a big deal. So I knew I would need some adjusting, and it's just hard to come back to
So that's what I did last week. And this weekend I was traveling. It was amazing. It's just time on the beach, time hanging out, time not working, disconnected.
Last week and this weekend I was traveling. It was amazing.
You've been watching my videos and they have really helped you. Well, thank you.
Time hanging out,
I think I'm just trying to give information. A lot of people are needing support and education and information and mental health. Like, for so long, we've been told, don't talk about that. You can't tell people how you feel, or you can't feel that way. And we're moving into, I think, where it, I don't want to say it feels easier, but maybe it's more accepted to say, hey, I'm not all right and I want to feel better about something. So sometimes video content, right? And that's why I created the Recovery Academy, just to create information that can help people who are struggling, because therapy is wonderful and so helpful. There's a lot of reasons why people can't get into therapy. So that's why I have the Recovery Academy.
Who are struggling, because therapy is wonderful.
Oh, you want to change, you think you might need to change your therapist. You know, that's hard, and I hear you on that. And, you know, here's,
you want to change.
we're human, right? And
that's hard, and I hear you on that. And, you know, here's
what therapy is, I think,
we're human,
is like,
right?
understanding human behavior. So that's different for everybody. So some therapists aren't good for you. I know I'm not a good therapist for everybody. I'm just not a good whatever. Like, I'm just not everybody's person, and that's fine. So sometimes it takes seeing a couple, 3, 4, 5 therapists before finding one that clicks. Sometimes it's talking to your therapist and sharing, hey, I'm not finding this information really helpful, or why have you been sharing this information with me? What are you hoping that I'll get from it? But it's okay if you need to find a new therapist too.
I'm not finding this information really helpful, or why have you been sharing this information with me? What are you hoping that I'll get from it? But it's okay if you need to find.
You're scared to go to therapy? That's fair. It's meeting a new person. It's a new experience. You don't know what's going to happen, but your therapist has a lot, like, we have a lot of training in helping people be less awkward in the therapy. Not meaning, like, I'm not going to change. I always tell people, my job is not to fix you. My job is not to change you. My job is to help you understand you and what works and where you need to, like, I don't know, try to, where you might want to get better at things. But so therapy is just like, we're taught how to help you open up and how to, like, get you to engage and how to share and how to work through those things. That's what we're trained in. And your job is to just teach us about you or tell us about you, and we listen and then we offer you feedback. So sometimes anxiety or depression or we always say sometimes it gets worse before it gets better, because we have to, like, you're changing things, you're changing the way that you feel and the way that you respond and the way that you think, and so, like, things can get really icky with that. But our job is not to make you worse. Our job is to help you feel better about yourself. So therapy is it works. It's helpful.
Things can get really.
I can't hear the echo in my sound. I don't know what that's about.
You feel better about yourself. So
because
it works. It's helpful.
I can't hear anything.
I can't hear the echo in my sound. I don't know what that's about.
Being vulnerable in front of a stranger seems so hard. It is hard. And also, we're used to it. Like, we've heard it all.
It is hard. And also,
it comes out over time.
Like, we've heard it all.
You don't have to sit down with us in that first session and spill it all.
It comes out over time. You don't have to sit down with us in that first session and spill it all.
Well, I'm sorry that you're hearing the echo.
Well,
I don't want that
I'm
happening.
sorry that you're hearing the echo. don't want that happening.
And I don't think being vulnerable in front of a stranger is any harder than being vulnerable, period. Like, it's just hard to be vulnerable
In front of a stranger
because we're told those feelings are wrong and hard, and they do feel uncomfortable. So
It's just hard to be
part of it is just like, it's part of the process, right? Some of it is just, how do you
because we're told those
learn to
feelings are wrong
tolerate
and hard
and say what you need
and
to
they do
say
feel
when you need to
uncomfortable.
say it.
So part of it is just like, it's part of the process, right? Some of it is just, how do you learn to tolerate
Because I think there's an
and say
echo
what
on
you need to say when you
Instagram,
need to say it.
because I'm on my phone and I'm using a mic. So I'm thinking that's what's probably happening, is it's picking up
Because I think
from the
there's an
two
echo on
sources.
Instagram, because I'm on my phone and I'm using a mic. So I'm
Can you
thinking
fit
that's what's probably
all
happening.
criteria
It's
for two
picking
different
up
eating disorders but not
from
be
the two
classified as
sources.
EDNOS?
Because I'm on my phone and I'm using a mic.
Sure.
So I'm Can you
Yeah.
fit all criteria for two different eating disorders but not be classified
An eating
as
disorder-
EDNOS?
Eating disorders
Sure. Can you
Yeah.
fit all criteria
are a mental health condition.
but not be
So
classified
just
as
like
disorder?
there are people who have anxiety and depression,
Disorder.
bipolar and PTSD,
or a mental health condition.
I'm just naming random
So
things
just
together,
like
right?
there are people who
OCD and an
Anxiety
eating
and
disorder.
depression, bipolar,
It is possible to
and
have
PTSD,
more than one eating disorder. What I see a lot too with eating
just
disorders
naming
is that
random things
they
together,
all
right?
are kind of just the
OCD
same, to be
and
really
eating
fucking honest. Like, I don't care if you have anorexia, I don't
possible
care
to
if you
have
have
more than
binge
one
eating,
eating
it's
disorder.
all
What
the
I see a lot,
same.
too,
And
with
so
eating disorders is that
it's
they
learning
all are
how
kind of just
to
the same,
unfuck
to be
yourself
really fucking honest.
with
Like, I don't
food
care
in
if
your
you have
body.
anorexia,
So
I
whether,
don't care
you know,
if
whatever
have
behaviors
binge
you're
eating, it's all the
using
same. And
to
so
try to,
it's learning
you know,
how to
manage your weight
unfuck
and all of your
yourself
emotions with
food
food,
in your body.
it's all
So
treated and all
whether,
addressed
you know,
the same.
whatever
So I'll often
behaviors
see people
you're
have
using
multiple eating disorders,
to try to,
but it
you know,
doesn't,
manage your weight
it,
and all of your
um,
emotions with food.
they
It's
can all
treated and all
exist
addressed the same.
together,
So
but
I'll
also
often
they
see
don't
people
have to.
multiple eating disorders, but it doesn't.
You've been really thinking about going to counseling, and then this pops up on my For You page. So there's a sign, right? University, synchronicity, whatever you want to believe about that. You know, maybe that's something to think about. So if anybody on here is watching and wanting help for an eating disorder, or you're curious if you have an eating disorder, or you know, you just want to learn how to not feel so fucked up about food and your body image, check out the Recovery Academy. It is where I teach you everything I know about treating eating disorders, and I share with you actual tips and tools and journal entries and resources and like things that you can like download and use in your real life at home right now when you're struggling. And there's different like support options available too. So if like, I'm not saying it's a substitute for counseling, because it certainly is not therapy. But if you're, I think it's a place for people to get, you know, information if you're curious about eating disorders and treating an eating disorder and recovery from an eating disorder and what it looks like and how you may do that and some things to help you. You're almost 6 months in recovery. Congratulations.
Treating an eating disorder and recovery from an eating disorder.
Your parents shame you for wanting counseling. Ugh. They believe you should just pray and go to church. Oh man, that's tough. Because
your parents shame you for wanting counseling. Ugh.
I see it a lot in my practice.
Pray and go to church. Oh man, that's tough.
And
because your parents shame you for wanting counseling. Ugh. I see it a
Me
lot
too.
in my practice. Pray and go to church. Oh man, that's tough.
and
Because I see it a
Me
lot
too.
in my practice.
I think that people, what they choose to believe, I'm a very spiritual person, and so I really always want to encourage people to lean into and lean on
I'm a very spiritual person.
those beliefs and those values and those morals.
And so I really always want to
Prayer
encourage people to
certainly is a very important,
lean on
helpful,
their
meditative,
those beliefs.
healing practice, right? But also, an eating disorder and a mental health condition are diseases. They're illnesses that need to be treated. And just like if you had a broken arm, you can pray about your broken arm, but like that's not going to fix your broken arm. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to do anything. Or if you get like really sick with, I don't know, I can't even think of an illness right now. Pneumonia, right? You certainly can pray about your having pneumonia and how like it can help you just have like strength and power and peace and all those things to like get through it, but also you go and you get your pneumonia treated, right? So people still stigmatize mental health and think that it's a matter of being able to turn it on or turn it off and snap out of it and change your thinking and all that. And that's just stigma, and that's wrong. And that's why I'm here. That's why there are many other amazing therapists on social media. We're here trying to say that's bullshit. It's bullshit. Like, there's nothing wrong with being mentally ill, just like there's nothing wrong with being physically ill. And just like it's okay to get treatment for physical illness, it's okay to get treatment for mental illness. And so I have a question here on TikTok is, can I go over binging? Is it worth getting help? Well, absolutely it's worth getting help. Why wouldn't it be worth getting help? Answer that question.
I have a question here on TikTok is,
how would unfucking the shame
well, absolutely.
and
Why would it
disappointment and the self-criticism and the self-doubt, like,
how would unfucking the shame
isn't that worth something? Right?
disappointment and the self-criticism?
There's nothing wrong with binge eating. It happens. We all eat it. We all binge eat. Every single human on planet Earth has binge ate at some point in their life and will most likely binge eat at another point in their life. Binge eating isn't bad.
We all binge eat. Every single human.
We got to break the cycle of how you show up for yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you validate, how you care, how you show up for yourself, right? And then intention that you set with how you care for yourself and how you show up for yourself. That's worth getting help for, and that is how you break the cycle, because you can just do behavioral things all day long. Listen, we're like, I could teach rats because I used to work in the rat lab. I could teach rats how to do things behaviorally. Humans can do things behaviorally. We can be taught. It's not about being taught to do something. It's about the mental and the emotional shit that goes on when you've been dieting forever or when you are living with an eating disorder. That's the stuff that's worth getting help for.
That goes on.
You're nervous about letting go of the control, but did you have control? Or did this sick, shameful, judgmental, critical, anxiety-provoking, depression-provoking, isolating part of you?
Judgmental, critical.
How is that making your life better? How are you... Listen, I don't give a shit how you move your body. I truly don't give a shit what you eat and what you don't eat. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is how you talk to yourself and how you feel about yourself. If you are shaming yourself and beating yourself up and criticizing yourself and just creating all this shame and anxiety because of your body and because of the food that you eat, you are wasting too much precious energy, and you need to learn how to spend that energy doing things like your values that you want to be doing, living your life. That's the control, right? The control is live your fucking life.
Learn how to spend that energy doing things like your values that you want to be doing, living your life. That's the control, right? The control is live your fucking life.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a wish.
Your values that you want to be doing, living your life. That's the control, right? The control is live your fucking life.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a wish. Who made a wish? Don't tell me what you wished for, but hope y'all wished. Who made a wish? Don't tell me what you wished for, but hope y'all wished. You don't remember life before you're eating. Sometimes we don't, you know. It's really good at keeping us really super focused. Right? It makes our brain and our lives really small. I want you to live bigger. You know, it's really good. You haven't seen me in forever. Probably haven't. May was kind of hit and miss. For me, June. Wait, it's already July. Well, I've been on vacation, taking some time off, so that's what was going on. But I'm back. Glad you're here. For me, June. Wait, it's already July. Well, I've been on vacation. And I'm eating my mangoes, taking some time off, with two toothpicks, like chopsticks. But I'm back. Glad you're here. For me, June. Wait, it's already July. Well, I've been on. And I'm eating my mangoes, taking some time off, with two toothpicks, like chopsticks. But I'm back. Glad you're here. It's good. Proud of yourself for spending the whole weekend with family. That's hard, and you should feel proud. Good job. My vacation was amazing. Just the right relaxation, disconnect. It was perfect. Proud of yourself for spending the whole weekend with family. That's hard. Oh gosh, feel proud. It's very 3 a.m. Why are you awake? Please go to sleep. Hopefully, you're not having a sleep problem, issue, insomnia. Oh gosh. So it is lunchtime here. It's noon. I'm in Texas, Central Time Zone. Glad you're here, all the way from Australia. That's amazing, but it is really early. So it is lunchtime here. It's noon. I'm in Texas, Central Time Zone. And not disappearing to exercise. See? Like, you can exercise anytime. Like, the exercise is always going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, so, but your cousins aren't. Or your family's not. So sometimes we make choices in the moment of saying, this is what's important to me right now, and that's okay. That you're allowed to make those choices, and that's that's great. Good choice. We make choices in the moment of saying, this is what's sometimes we choose to work out, and that's okay. But sometimes make those choices not, and being with family is the right choice. Sometimes we choose to work out, and that's okay. But sometimes not, and being with family is the right choice. All right, friends. I'm gonna go to finish my lunch, get ready for group. It starts in a few minutes. If anybody's looking for eating disorder recovery information, you know, support, tips, tools, tricks. I teach you everything I know about eating disorders, how to recover. So check out recovery-academy.com. There are courses, there's support options. So I hope to see y'all around there. If not, I'll see y'all on our next GRUB and GAB. Bye, friends. There's support options. So I hope to see y'all around there. If not,